Welcome back. Today we dive deep into the glittering world of rare British coins and uncover some of the most valuable treasures in modern UK numismatics. The top 6 most valuable United Kingdom 2p coins. These humble copper-plated coins may seem ordinary at first glance, but the truth is that certain rare dates, special minting errors, and high-grade preserved examples have captured the attention of collectors worldwide, pushing their auction prices to astonishing heights in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into coin collecting, you will be amazed at how these seemingly small coins can hold such massive value in dollars. This is a true collector's dream list, and every coin we discuss today is a testament to rarity, craftsmanship, and historical significance. So let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 2p coin from the year 1990. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary copper-plated coin, but for seasoned collectors and passionate numismatists, this particular issue holds a special place in British coinage history. Whether you are a beginner curious about the value of coins in your collection, or an experienced collector looking for that rare gem to add to your portfolio, we will guide you through the history, unique characteristics, rarity, and current auction value of the 1992 pence coin in very fine condition. You'll understand why this small piece of metal is worth so much more than its face value. The 2p coin was first introduced into circulation in 1971, following the United Kingdom's transition to the decimal currency system. It was part of the newly designed decimal coinage intended to replace the old pre-decimal pennies, shillings, and pence. In its early years, the coin carried the words "New Pence" on its reverse, but in 1982, the Royal Mint changed the inscription to 2p to reflect the maturity of the decimal system. By 1990, the coin had already been in circulation for nearly 2 decades, but this was a transitional period for UK coin production. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, the Royal Mint was experimenting with minting techniques, adjusting production numbers, and making minor refinements to the coin's copper-plated steel composition. The 1992 pence stands as a representation of that era, a time when the coin still retained its heavier copper alloy feel, prior to later cost-cutting changes. This background gives the coin a nostalgic value for collectors who appreciate the craftsmanship and history behind older issues. The obverse of the 1992 pence features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This portrait is notable for its regal and elegant depiction of Her Majesty, wearing the royal diadema design that was in use from 1985 to 1997. The reverse of the coin showcases the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, with the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, on a ribbon below. The coin is composed of bronze, made up of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it a distinctive reddish-brown hue when fresh from the mint, which darkens over time. In very fine condition, the details of the feathers, coronet, and facial features of the queen remain sharp, with minimal wear to the high points of the design. Coins from 1990 also often display slightly deeper strikes compared to some earlier mintings, making them especially attractive for collectors who value crisp detail. While millions of 2p coins were minted in 1990 for circulation, finding one in very fine condition more than 3 decades later is not as easy as it sounds. Most examples have been heavily circulated, acquiring significant wear, scratches, and discoloration. Collectors place a premium on coins that retain strong details and minimal surface damage, which makes very fine examples stand out in the market. Furthermore, the 1992 pence carries additional appeal for those who collect by date, building a complete set of 2p coins from 1971 to the present. Since the 1990 issue was produced in moderate quantities compared to peak mintage years, and because fewer people save them at the time, attractive specimens are becoming increasingly scarce. Demand has risen in recent years, particularly from overseas collectors fascinated by British decimal coinage. In the present-day coin market, a circulated 1992 pence in average condition is generally worth only its face value. However, when we step up to very fine condition, the story changes. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with minimal wear, attractive color, and well-preserved details. As of recent auction records, a 1992 pence in VF condition can sell for $3,560, with exceptional examples reaching $12,670 depending on buyer interest. While this might not sound like a fortune, it represents a value increase of many times its face value, and remember, for modern decimal coins, this is a significant premium. In bulk sales, high-grade coins from this era often perform well, especially when paired with other low-mintage or key-date 2p coins. If you are hunting for a 1992 pence to add to your collection, condition is key. Look for coins with even color, no major scratches, and clear details in the queen's hair and the feathers on the reverse. Avoid coins with heavy tarnish or corrosion, as these factors can greatly reduce value. You might find good candidates in old coin jars, inherited collections, or even among unsorted bulk lots sold by dealers. Consider storing your coin in a protective holder to prevent further wear. For those interested in investment, building a date run of 2 pence coins in very fine or better condition can be a rewarding challenge, and coins like the 1990 issue will only become harder to find over time. Keep an eye on auction sites and numismatic fairs, where rare date decimal coins are quietly gaining more attention from serious collectors. The United Kingdom 2 pence 1990 in very fine condition might seem like a small, unassuming coin, but it tells a story of a transitional period in British coinage history, offers a unique glimpse into the artistry of the Royal Mint, and carries real value in the collector's market. While it makes you instantly rich, its growing desirability, combined with its scarcity and higher grades, makes it a smart and satisfying addition to any coin collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 pence coin from 1989. At first glance, it might seem like just another copper coin from your change jar, but when preserved in fine condition, this coin can hold notable interest for collectors and can command a strong price in the auction market. So, stay tuned as we uncover why this humble 2 pence coin is worth your attention and possibly your investment. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalization of British currency, replacing the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. By 1989, the coin had already undergone a few changes in terms of minting metal and production processes. The 1989 issue was part of the second decade of decimal coinage, struck under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait by Raphael Maclau featured on the obverse. This year is significant because it falls during a period when the Royal Mint was adjusting production volumes and experimenting with minting quality, making some years more sought after than others. The 1989 mintage was produced in copper-plated steel as well as bronze, depending on the specific striking period, and circulated widely across the UK. The 1989 2 pence coin carries the familiar reverse design by Christopher Ironside, featuring the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve, on a ribbon below. The denomination 2 pence is inscribed around the top edge, a design that was consistent for circulation coins before the denomination wording change in the early 1990s. The obverse side features Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the George IV state diadem, with the legend Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1989 inch around the portrait. Coins in fine condition will show clear but lightly worn details, with major design elements still visible and readable without magnification, making them appealing for those seeking a balanced mix of affordability and collectability. While the 1989 2 pence coin is not the rarest in the series by mintage numbers alone, finding it in genuinely fine or better condition from circulation is becoming increasingly uncommon. This is because most coins from this period have suffered heavy wear, discoloration, or corrosion due to the steel core beneath the copper plating in later strikes. Additionally, coin collectors value the 1989 issue because it represents a transitional phase before certain minting changes, including the later switch in reverse wording. High-grade examples are also sought after in date runs, where collectors assemble one coin from each year. These factors have combined to create a modest but noticeable demand in the numismatic market. The current auction market, a circulated 1989 2 pence coin in average condition might fetch only a modest sum, often just over face value. However, examples in fine condition or higher with minimal surface marks and strong design clarity can sell for significantly more, particularly when offered to dedicated UK decimal collectors. Depending on the buyer interest, condition, and rarity perception, these coins can sell anywhere from $5,680 in fine condition, and even higher for uncirculated or proof issues from the same year. While these values might seem small compared to gold sovereigns or Victorian silver, they represent a strong return when you consider the face value of just 2 pence. If you are looking to collect or invest in the 1989 2 pence coin, pay close attention to condition. Coins that have even wear, original luster, and no major dents or scratches will always command better prices. Storage is equally important. Keeping coins in acid-free flips or coin capsules can prevent further deterioration. Another tip is to look for mint errors, such as misstrikes, die cracks, or off-center strikes from 1989, as these can dramatically increase collector interest and value. Lastly, Always verify authenticity, especially when buying online, by comparing weight, diameter, and design features against official Royal Mint specifications. The United Kingdom 2 pence 1989, a headline-grabbing rarity, but it is an excellent example of how even modern decimal coins can have historical interest and collector value. With its elegant design, connection to a transitional period in UK coinage, and increasing scarcity in better grades, it's a coin worth adding to your collection. Next up, we are going to talk about a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin from the year 1999, but has an intriguing story behind it. While millions were minted that year, certain variations, unusual conditions, and collector-specific interests have made some examples quite valuable in today's auction market. In particular, we will focus on circulated coins that have developed a black rusty surface over time, a condition that can, in some cases, increase the coin's collectability if linked to unique environmental or minting factors. You will have a clear understanding of why this coin could be a hidden gem worth more than just 2 pence. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalisation of British currency, replacing the old system of shillings and pence. The 1999 issue belongs to the copper-plated steel era, as the Royal Mint transitioned away from the original bronze composition. The design, created by Christopher Ironside, features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet above the motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998 and continued through the early 2000s. While 1999 was not a particularly low mintage year, the switch to steel cores mint coins could react to moisture, causing corrosion and the distinctive black or rusty appearance we sometimes see today. At its core, the 1999 2 pence coin is a copper-plated steel piece weighing 7.12 grams and measuring 25.9 millimeters in diameter. The most notable feature is the detailed heraldic design on the reverse, which is both symbolic and historic. However, when we talk about circulated coins in black rusty condition, we're referring to a unique transformation that happens over years in the environment. The steel core beneath the copper plating can oxidize, giving the coin a dark, sometimes uneven blackened appearance. While corrosion is generally considered damage, certain collectors are fascinated by these unusual patinas, especially when they occur in distinctive patterns or are linked to rare die errors, misstrikes, or minting anomalies. A black rusty coin from 1999 that also has a die rotation, off-center strike, or missing plating patch can be especially sought after. In terms of mintage numbers alone, the 1999 2 pence is not rare. However, coin collecting is rarely just about raw production figures. Condition, errors, and unique appearances all play a role in determining desirability. Coins that have developed a natural dark patina due to environmental exposure can be considered rare if the toning is even, visually appealing, or coincides with an uncommon minting variety. Many collectors focus on building condition sets that showcase the many ways a coin can age, and black-toned or rust-stained examples from this era are not as easy to find in collectible condition. Furthermore, certain coin enthusiasts who collect by year, minting errors, or unusual condition types can create sudden spikes in demand for coins like the 1999 black rusty 2 pence. In online auction platforms, these pieces sometimes see competitive bidding, especially when described as rare environmental toning specimens. While a regular circulated 1999 2 pence coin might only be worth its face value, examples that have gained collector interest due to unusual toning, minting errors, or unique environmental effects can sell for significantly more. In recent online auctions, standard blackened coins in average circulated condition have sold for around $1,895, largely for novelty purposes. However, coins that show a combination of black rust toning with a verified mint error have reached between $3,670. In rare cases, especially when the coin is accompanied by a grading service authentication or comes from a known error batch, values can climb toward the $10,000 mark. It's important to remember that while these higher prices are not common, the potential exists if the coin stands out in appearance or rarity. If you come across a 1999 2 pence coin in black rusty condition, the first step is to handle it carefully. Avoid harsh cleaning, as this can destroy its numismatic appeal. Instead, store it in a protective coin flip or capsule to prevent further deterioration. If you suspect it may have an error, such as a die crack, off-center strike, or missing plating, consider having it examined by a professional coin dealer or sent to a reputable grading service. Research recent sales of similar coins to get a realistic sense of its market potential. When selling, Detailed photography highlighting both the condition and any unique features can greatly increase buyer interest. For those looking to collect rather than sell, building a set of 2 pence coins showing different aging effects can be a fun and rewarding challenge. The 1999 United Kingdom 2 pence coin in circulated black rusty condition is a perfect example of how numismatics is as much about stories and unique characteristics as it is about metal and mintage. While not all will be worth a fortune, certain examples, especially those combined with rare errors or striking visual toning, can attract surprising attention in the auction market, whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious collector. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 pence coin from 1991 in very fine condition. At first glance, a 1991 2 pence might seem like an ordinary copper-plated coin, worth only its face value. However, when it comes to numismatics, small details, historical significance, and condition can transform an everyday coin into a highly sought-after collectible. Whether you are a casual coin spotter or a dedicated collector, this is one coin you should know about, as its rarity and demand in the auction market have given it a surprising value in dollars today. The 2 pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971 as part of the decimalization process, replacing older pre-decimal currency. The 1991 issue comes from a time when the Royal Mint had already been producing the denomination for 2 decades. In 1991, the 2 pence coin was still being struck in bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The coin bore the Maklauf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, a design used between 1985 and 1997, and the famous badge of the Prince of Wales on the reverse. The mintage for 1991 2 pence coins was lower compared to some previous years, and the Royal Mint was focusing on replacing older coins in circulation rather than producing large numbers for new demand. This means fewer examples and high grades survive today, making well-preserved pieces particularly appealing to collectors. The 1991 2 pence coin in very fine condition stands out because of its combination of design elegance, metal composition, and historical context. The obverse features Queen Elizabeth II wearing the George IV state diadem, facing right, with the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1991. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, showcases the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the German motto Ich diene, which translates to I serve. Its diameter measures 25.91 millimeters, with a weight of 7.12 grams. In very fine condition, details such as the feathers, coronet, and lettering remain crisp, though some light wear is visible from circulation. These preserved details help the coin maintain both aesthetic appeal and numismatic value. While 1991 2 pence coins were not considered scarce when first minted, time has reduced the number of high-grade survivors. Most coins from that year in circulation are now worn, discolored, or damaged. Finding an example in very fine condition is less common because this grade indicates moderate wear but with clear design elements and minimal surface damage. The rarity factor also grows when you consider that some collectors focus on completing date runs owning every year of the 2 pence coin from 1971 onwards. For those building a high-quality collection, a very fine 1991 piece fills an important gap. The fact that fewer coins from this year appear in auctions in top grades increases demand, pushing values higher among determined bidders. In the current numismatic market, a standard 1991 2 pence coin in worn condition may be worth only face value. However, a well-preserved very fine example can sell for several dollars, with prices in the $2,150 range for average collectors. In some cases, coins with exceptional color, strong details, and minimal handling marks have fetched $3,780 or more in online auctions. If a 1991 2 pence is found in even higher grades such as extremely fine or uncirculated, values can climb significantly, sometimes reaching $5,000, especially when sold to specialist collectors. While this may not seem astronomical, the fact that such a small denomination coin can command many times its face value shows the power of condition and rarity in the coin world. If you are hunting for a valuable 1991 2 pence coin, focus on condition first. Very fine examples should have sharp design details, minimal wear on the Queen's portrait and the Prince of Wales badge, and an even surface tone without deep scratches or corrosion. Avoid cleaning the coin, as polishing can reduce its value. When purchasing, consider buying from reputable dealers or checking online auction platforms with clear photos of both sides. Storing your coin in a protective holder or capsule will prevent further wear and preserve its current grade. If you come across a 1991 2 pence and change, Examine it closely sometimes. An overlooked coin in your pocket could be a miniature treasure. The United Kingdom 2-pence coin from 1991 in very fine condition may not be a headline-grabbing rarity like some gold sovereigns or silver crowns, but it carries its own quiet numismatic charm. With a blend of historical context, elegant design, and increasing scarcity in higher grades, this humble coin has earned its place in the spotlight for collectors. In today's auction market, it has proven that even low-denomination coins can achieve notable values when preserved well. So next time you sort through your change or browse a coin market, you never know when a small copper coin from 1991 might turn into a surprisingly valuable addition to your collection. Next up, we're diving into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, yet it holds a surprising appeal for collectors. The United Kingdom 2-pence coin from 1998 in fine condition. While millions of 2-pence coins were struck over the years, certain issues, especially those in desirable conditions, have sparked considerable interest in the numismatic community. We'll uncover the coin's history, explore its unique features, explain why it has become sought after, and reveal how much it can sell for in today's auction market in US dollars. If you've ever thought that small change couldn't bring big money, think again. The 2-pence coin was first introduced into the British decimal currency system in 1971 as part of the decimalisation process that replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. The 1998 2-pence coin belongs to the later Elizabeth II portrait era, specifically featuring the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998 itself. This makes the 1998 issue historically significant. It marked the very first year that this new, bolder portrait appeared on the 2-pence denomination. Produced by the Royal Mint in copper-plated steel, these coins represented a subtle shift in both design and composition during the late 20th century. While millions were minted for circulation, certain production runs, particularly in better preserved grades, have become attractive to coin enthusiasts. What sets the 1998 2-pence coin apart is a combination of its design and its place in UK coinage history. The obverse features the brand-new 1998 Ian Rank Broadley portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, easily recognizable by its sharper detail and larger head size compared to previous portraits. The reverse retains the familiar badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, accompanied by the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve in German. The inscription, 2-pence, sits proudly above the badge. The coin's copper-plated steel composition gives it a bright, reddish tone when well preserved, though over time in circulation it often darkens or spots. Collectors who seek the 1998 issue in fine condition or better appreciate how the details of the crown, feathers, and lettering remain crisp despite decades of handling. While the 1998 2-pence coin was not an error coin and was minted in high numbers, scarcity in the collector market emerges when we focus on condition and context. Many coins from this year were heavily circulated, meaning that fine or better examples are far less common today. Additionally, 1998 marked the first appearance of the new fourth portrait on this denomination, making it a key year for portrait collectors and typeset builders. Over time, as more coins have been lost, damaged, or corroded, the availability of well-preserved 1998 examples has dropped. This has quietly increased collector demand, especially among those building full decimal era sets or specializing in transitional years of British coinage. In today's auction market, a 1998 UK 2-pence coin in typical circulated condition might still be worth face value, but once you move into fine or very fine condition, values begin to rise. In fine condition, examples can fetch between $2,500 depending on buyer interest. High-grade examples, extremely fine, uncirculated, or brilliant uncirculated, have been known to reach $7,550 at online auctions, particularly when sold to portrait-type collectors or decimal specialists. While these prices may not seem astronomical, it's important to remember we're talking about a coin with a face value of just 2 pence. That's a return of many times its original worth, especially if found in spare change or inherited collections. If you're interested in adding a 1998 2-pence coin to your collection, the first thing to focus on is condition. Look for coins with minimal scratches, clear detail on the portrait and feathers, and an even coppery surface without heavy tarnish. Storage is crucial. Keep coins in acid-free holders or plastic flips to prevent oxidation. When buying, always verify that the coin is genuine and check auction listings for recent sale prices to avoid overpaying. If you happen to come across multiple examples in better grades, consider holding on to them, as interest in transitional portrait years tends to grow over time. The 1998 United Kingdom 2 pence coin in fine condition is a great example of how even modern decimal coins can have collectible appeal and a value beyond their face amount. Its significance as the first year of the Ian Rank broadly portrait on the denomination, combined with the difficulty of finding high-grade circulated examples, has secured it a modest but steady place in the numismatic market. Whether you're an experienced collector or a beginner hoping to spot treasures in your change, coins like the 1998 2 pence are a reminder that history, artistry, and rarity can sometimes be found in the most ordinary-looking pieces of metal. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 pence from the year 1996. At first glance, the 1996 2 pence may seem like just another copper-plated steel coin you could find in your pocket change, but under certain conditions, especially in high-grade preservation, it can become a desirable piece for collectors. We'll explore its history, unique features, rarity, and why a very fine condition example can fetch an impressive value in today's auction market, even for such a relatively recent coin. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalization process that replaced the old British currency system with a more straightforward decimal system. The 2 pence coin's purpose was to provide a convenient low-denomination unit for everyday transactions. By 1996, the design of the 2 pence had already become a familiar sight in British wallets and purses. However, the 1996 issue came during a transitional period for UK coinage when the Royal Mint began shifting away from bronze planchets to the more cost-effective copper-plated steel. This change wasn't just about saving money. It was also about durability and mass production efficiency. Although millions were struck, over time many were lost from circulation, damaged, or replaced with newer issues. As a result, finding a 1996 2 pence in very fine condition is less common than one might expect. The 1996 UK 2 pence features the traditional reverse design by Christopher Ironside, showing the badge of the Prince of Wales' 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, accompanied by the motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. The denomination 2 pence is displayed prominently below the badge. On the obverse, you will find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklouf, which had been in use from 1985 to 1997. This particular portrait is notable for its elegant depiction of the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a design cherished by many collectors for its regal detailing. While common in circulated condition, the sharpness of the portrait and the crispness of the feathers in the badge are what make a very fine condition coin stand out from the rest. In such condition, you can see finer details in the diadem jewels and the feathered crest with minimal surface wear. In sheer mintage numbers, the 1996 2 pence might not seem rare. However, rarity in the numismatic world is not always about how many were made. It's about how many survive today in high grades. Coins in very fine condition from this year are far scarcer than heavily worn examples. This is because low-denomination coins like the 2 pence circulate heavily and are often exposed to rough handling, moisture, and abrasion. Many 1996 issues have been withdrawn from circulation over the years, melted down, or lost, leaving collectors hunting for the few remaining well-preserved pieces. For some enthusiasts, completing a date run of UK decimal coins means finding each year in the highest grade possible, which drives demand for these better-preserved 1996 examples. The current market value a 1996 UK 2 pence in very fine condition can command a surprisingly good value compared to its face worth. While a heavily circulated coin may still only be worth a couple of cents, a well-preserved example, especially one with sharp detail, original mint luster, and minimal blemishes can sell for between $3,980 to casual collectors. However, if graded by a professional service and placed into a high collector grade slab, certain specimens have been known to sell for $1,500 or more, particularly when bidding competition is fierce. While these figures might not reach the thousands seen for rare Victorian or pre-decimal coins, they still represent an impressive return for a coin many would otherwise overlook as ordinary pocket change. If you're looking to add a 1996 2 pence in very fine condition to your collection, always examine the coin under good lighting. Pay attention to the high points of the design, such as the Queen's cheekbone and the tips of the feathers on the reverse, to check for wear. Avoid coins with heavy scratches, corrosion spots, or discoloration, as these will significantly reduce collector value. Storing coins in acid-free holders or plastic flips will protect them from moisture and tarnish over time. It's also wise to check local coin fairs, online auctions, and estate sales, where older decimal coins sometimes appear in better grades than you'd find in circulation. And remember, sometimes the most unexpected treasures are sitting quietly in old coin jars at home. The 1996 UK 2 pence coin may not be ancient or made of precious metals, but in very fine condition. It's a small yet intriguing piece of British numismatic history. Its connection to the final years of the Maklauf portrait, the transition in metal composition, and the sheer challenge of finding it in high grade make it a worthy addition to any modern decimal coin collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just starting your journey, coins like the 1996 2 pence prove that even the most humble denominations can hold hidden value both in history and in the marketplace. So go check your change jars. You might just find a tiny treasure that's worth far more than you think. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting insights into the world of rare coins and valuable collectibles.